Hi, and welcome to the Breakthrough Emotional Eating podcast. My name is Kristen Jones, and thank you so much for joining me this week. One of the things that I think motivation and why people choose to do things in their lives, there's a variety of reasons why people will choose to do certain things and why they will set goals and try to achieve different things. And one of the things, a very common thing that people look to set a goal for is to lose weight. And I really have some very strong feelings and some strong beliefs about weight loss and about the whys of weight loss and why people do it and what the motivation is behind it. And so, what I wanted to talk about today was three reasons why you should not try to lose weight. Why you should not try to lose weight. So, I really want to look at the things that you should not be doing. If you want to lose weight, these are the things you don't. These are the reasons you don't want to do it, and these things you don't want to do. So we're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about why you don't want to do it this way. Why you don't want to look to these reasons as the reasons behind why you are losing weight. So in the podcast today, you're going to learn the difference between being driven by your own motivation and you being driven by an outside force. You're going to learn about that, what that means, why internal motivation is absolutely the key. Also, you're going to learn why surface, and I think most people know this, but I think when it comes to our physical being, it kind of goes out the window. We kind of forget about it. We kind of say, no, it's not really that important. Why we have to look internally first before we change anything physically. So we're going to talk about what that looks like and why we need to be doing that. So if you are listening on the podcast and you are not necessarily in my group, I want you to, if you're on the podcast, we are coming live to you from the Breakthrough Emotional Eating community on Facebook, www.facebook.com/groups/food breakthrough. And we are, if you're not a member, you want to be a member. If you are not a member, you want to be here because this community is filled with so many like-minded women who are looking to learn about themselves, dig deep, find out what the reasoning is behind why the emotional eating is happening, why the weight gain is happening. For most people, and I've been talking to a lot of people in the last month and a half, a lot of people, and it's super cool for me because what I'm hearing so many people coming in saying, I know there's something else going on. I know it's not just about what I'm eating and how much I'm moving my body or not moving my body. I know there's something happening. There's something else that's going on. And that really is what is driving them to come to this community and be here and wonder, okay, so what is it? What is that thing that is causing me to want to eat when I'm not hungry? I'm not understand. I know it's a stress reaction. It's a reaction to something that somebody has said. It's an emotional reaction. I know it's not about the food, but what is it about? And so it's figured. Hold on, my dog just broke my thing. Hold on. As would be from last, this will be editing opportunities for Kristen. Oh, love my dog. Okay. So it's again an opportunity to be able to look deeper because we know we've all been doing this a while. If you have been a woman here, a woman here on earth, you've probably been wondering about possible ways of losing weight and motivation and why. And really what we do in this group is we go deeper and we figure out why. So what I want to talk about today is again that deeper reason. So, and again, that deeper reason as to why we want to do that. So, there are three reasons that you don't want to use as motivation to lose weight. So, the first one, I think we've all actually, I know I've done this one, and I'm going to say it's worked and it's worked in a very destructive way. Not healthy, not good, but oh, you can hardly hear me. Let me see. Let me hold on. Oh, love my dog. Love my dog. Hold on. Okay. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Low volume? Okay. Hold on a minute, guys. Is that any better? Someone get that volume dropped. Okay. So somebody let me know if you can. Again, this is my editing is getting actually really good. I'm really learning how to do this now. Let me know if you can hear me, if it's better now. My precious love pulled the cord out, and I think that's all there was. So let me know if you can hear me. Is it better? Okay, thank you. Yes, Jackson did do it. I'm just going to blame, and just so y'all know, from here on out, everything is going to be blamed on Jackson. Isn't that why we have dogs? It's like, of course, that's their fault. Um, sorry, love, I'm talking about you. Yes. So, okay, again, editing opportunity for me. All right. So, number one, and again, I'm going to say I have done this, and it's not good. It's not good at all, and it is always going to be temporary. Always. And that is when you want to lose weight for someone else's love or approval. So there are two types of motivation that we can have as human beings. There's intrinsic and extrinsic. And it could be louder still. Oh, darn it. Okay. Um, so there's two types of motivation, intrinsic or extrinsic. Extrinsic. I'm never going to be able to say this word. Extrinsic is motivation that comes from outside of you. It comes from someone else. It comes from a desire to please other people and or to achieve something. So if it is solely coming from outside of you, that is going to be fleeting. Okay. It's not going to be something that's going to be genuine and within you. Intrinsic motivation is motivation that you feel, you drive it. It comes from within you, and it is only about you, only about you. I will say completely honestly that when I speak to people about, when I have conversations with people about working together, if there is ever a mention of another person, or I'm losing weight for a blank, like a job or an opportunity, or I'm going to say even a wedding, an event, that is not coming from within. That's an external motivator that is driving somebody, and that is going to be fleeting, and it is not going to be something that's going to last. So it's really, really important to know the distinction between the two, and to understand that the to understand that there is a need for you to be able to drive yourself and drive your own steps forward when moving in the direction of doing whatever it is that you're doing, when it's coming to whatever goal you're trying to meet. In this case, we're talking about weight loss. Because y'all, weight loss is not easy. Okay. Weight loss is not easy. It takes commitment, it takes dedication, and it takes a lot of focus. And if you aren't doing it because you need to do it, you're doing it for somebody else, and it's not because it's coming from you, those times when it gets hard, it's going to be so much easier to just be like, forget it, hands up, I'm not doing it, and just walk away. And so it's important that we realize that we are not doing ourselves any good if we are constantly looking outside of ourselves to other people in order to have that motivation to move forward. So why is it important? Why is it important that we don't look to extrinsic outside things? Well, the first one is you always have to know what your why is, and your why has to be yours. It has to come from within you. You have to know, because again, it's going to get hard. One of the things that I do at the beginning of every one of my fitness classes is I will ask people as we do a little meditation at the beginning, and I always say, think about, set a goal for yourself. Think about your motivation. Why are you here? And think about what you want to achieve during class, because it's going to get hard and you're going to need to pull on that. Now, you might have a bunch of different whys, and you should have a bunch of different whys for whatever it is that you're doing, because there's going to be some days that that why is really going to resonate and it's going to pull you through those tough times. And there are other days that you'll think of that why and you'll be like, forget it. Bag of chips is so much better. I'm not even going to think about that. I'm going to go in this direction. You have to have a number of different whys because you're going to be in a lot of different places, but it always has to come from you. It has to be yours. Second thing, if you are looking and you are doing something for someone else, I can promise you all there's going to be a whole lot of resentment that you are going to, and you're going to smile and think, oh no, it's totally good. This person is driving me. They're helping me. No, they're not. You are going to resent the heck out of them. You are going to resent them eventually. You're going to be angry that they are pushing you and you're going to rebel. I don't know how many of you, when someone tells you to do something and they keep telling you and they keep telling you and they keep telling you, how many of you are like me and just be like, I'm not doing it? And it's not because I can't, it's because I don't want to. And I'm going to make that choice and I'm going to say, I don't want to. So if you are a person who, when you are pushed to do something, rebel, I want you to put rebel in the comments. If when someone pushes you to do something, even if you've asked them to do that, like be my accountability partner. Accountability partner is very different than them being the motivator and being the reason you're doing something. So if you are a person, if you're like me and somebody just kind of pushes you, how many of you want to rebel and just be like, I could do that, but I'm not going to. All right, good. Okay, I'm not the only rebel here. Awesome. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Tammy, Julie, Christine, Kendra, Denise, absolutely. Absolutely, because we don't like that. Even when we've asked for it. Okay. So looking for someone else's approval, looking for somebody else to be the driver doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And it's always, the last thing is, it's always going to result in failure. It may give you temporary results, but it is not going to give you permanent results. All right. Second thing, second reason not to lose weight. And that is that you think your life will get so much better. Oh my gosh, my life is going to be amazing once I lose weight. Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be so good. I'm not going to have any concerns. Everything is going to go smoothly. Everyone's going to be nice. My job's going to be perfect. My relationships are going to be so improved when I finally lose this weight, because it's the reason that everything in my life is bad. If you've ever thought that, and it's okay if you have, but if you've ever thought that, this needs to be the last time that you really seriously entertain that, because it absolutely will destroy everything that you've worked for. So the way this works is you work and you work and you work to lose weight, and you get to your goal weight. You maybe I always tell people, really, you don't pick a goal weight. You don't pick one number, because then that's like recipe for craziness. Okay. That is literally recipe for insanity, is to pick one weight and that's it. So you pick a range. So you're in your range, 5, 7, 10 pounds. You have just this range and you just live in that range. And that's awesome. But if you get to that range and you get those initial, oh gosh, you look really good. People tell you, oh my gosh, you look so good. You look so good. And you're like, whoo, this is awesome. I look good. They're telling me I look good. This is great. And then your boss is still a jerk. Like, your boss still rides your rear end, still gets angry with you. Your husband still doesn't pick his socks up off the floor. Your kid still mouse off at you, stays out late, brings the car home with no gas. We know that. We know that happens. I did it all the time. We know that. That's when people start to think, well, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like, I look good. I look good. How can these things be continuing to happen? How can I still be getting upset? How can I still be getting angry with people when they don't meet my needs, when they're not performing the way I want them to, when someone's hurting my feelings, when someone's saying something that's mean that gets me upset? Like, I'm thin. That shouldn't happen. Hate to tell you, it's going to happen if you're 110 pounds, and it's going to happen if you're 400 pounds. It doesn't matter because you haven't dealt with the internal thoughts. You haven't dealt with how you think about yourself, how you think about how other people act, and your reactions to what other people and other people do or say or feel or whatever. My girls who are here know somebody says something mean. If I consider it mean, that's my choice. I've chosen to take what they've said and get my feelings hurt and have my panties in a wad. That's my responsibility. I am giving them my power. That can't happen. But if you don't learn that, if you're not learning those things along the way, all the stuff that happens when you're a certain weight are going to happen when you're a lower weight. It is not going to matter. It's not going to matter. So it really is about how you have to do the mental internal work along the way. There's another piece that is very, very detrimental that I've actually spoken to a lot of people about this recently, is the whole idea of I've lost weight, I've gotten to my goal weight, and I'm not happy because I can't stop thinking about myself as a heavier person. That doesn't happen automatically because you lose the weight. It doesn't happen automatically because you lose the weight. It's work you have to do in the process. As you're losing weight, you have to start figuring out, how do I react to other people's feelings? How do I react to other people's words? And it's not about blowing smoke up your rear end and saying, oh, that's so sweet. They called me a name. That's so awesome. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying put the Pollyanna spin on things. I'm saying we have to learn what's our responsibility and what's other people's responsibilities. And what other people say about you or about anybody else is none of your business. I say that all the time. It's one of my broken records. What other people say and think about you is none of your business. And if you make it your business, shame on you. If you get upset, that's on you. They can say whatever they want. They can be as low class and rude and whatever. If you let what they say determine who you are as a person, nah, they don't deserve it. You're giving them too much power. Gotta take that away. So that is super, super important. So when we start thinking about like, oh, everything's going to be great when I lose weight, no, it's not. It's not. And you need to go in thinking, I have mental work to do in order for the physical work to happen. Okay? Mental work has to come first. We do not change our minds until we do not change our bodies until we change our minds. The reverse is not true. We don't change our bodies and then our minds change. Mm-mm, mm-mm. We have to change our minds first, how we think, how we feel, what we believe, how we act. That has to change. Those beliefs, that understanding, those limiting beliefs have to be gotten rid of. We have to think about that first. We work on that first, and then the weight loss comes. And then the weight loss is hardly even an issue because we're dealing with we're dealing with the real issue. Because I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that most people do not deal with the right issue when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to trying to lose weight. They think it's diet and exercise. Diet and exercise, that's it. That's it. Just change what I eat, change how much I move, and oh my gosh, weight's going to come off and it's going to stay off. And that is not it. We are not looking at the right things. We have to look at that root cause, the underneath cause. That is the most important thing. 100%. We have to be doing that. Um, so I want you as an example. I'm going to give an example of this because this is an example I'm living with right now. Um, I don't know where you are in the country, but here in California, it is very hot, and it's hot and it's dry. It's not humid. And I think this might be the difference. We have, at least where I live, have the most ridiculous ant problem ever. Like ants are everywhere. Like I put Jackson's bowl outside, he eats, and then like I have to pick it up immediately because otherwise there is like swarms of ants just go all over his if any food that's left, anything. So their ants are just, it's a huge problem. And so it's like with ants, you can spray your topical, like your Raid, your topical stuff. You can spray it on the counters. You can leave it there. You can do whatever. But if you don't deal with the root underlying cause of why are the ants there? Where are they coming from? Where's the hole in your foundation? Where's the hole in the wall that they're coming in? Because we just keep spraying them, they just keep coming back. Like weight, you just keep losing it. If you're not dealing with what the deeper issue is, it just keeps coming back and keeps coming back. So we have to get, like we do with the ants, you have to go deeper. You have to figure out what is it? What is it that is going to get you? What is it that's going to get you the relief at the base level? Not just the surface stuff, not just the surface stuff, because again, that's going to come and go. So we have to be thinking deeper than that. We have to be thinking like, I've got to figure out really what the issue is. And again, if life isn't good, I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be improved. And it's not because of the weight loss. It's not because of so many of you think that your weight gain has caused your life to go south or to not be good. And I'm going to tell you that that the weight piece is just what's on the surface. There's other things going on. There's always other things going on. And so when I work with people and any of my girls who are here watching, oh, Missy, you're watching from the car. So any of my, any of my girls that I work with now, you all know we don't talk about food because it's really not about food. It's about those deeper things. It's about the deeper issues. It's about how you feel about yourself. And so if you're not choosing to look at that and you're not choosing, you are going to be on this hamster wheel. You are going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you because that's what I did forever. And I don't want that. So that's really was why I was driven to do this podcast, was because this topic is so near and dear to my heart. Because I know I just kept trying like every different diet. Like if I just lost a little bit more weight, all the problems would go away. I was as thin as can be. I mean, I got to a point, there were a couple times where I got so thin and so unhealthy. And I was probably at my most miserable. Didn't do any good. Didn't do any good. So, what you see now, and I work on it all the time. I'm constantly working on myself. I'm constantly working on my own issues and what I have going on. So it's always a work in progress, but the weight does not equal happiness. All right. So, I'm sorry. There's going to give you 3 things to journal on. So, and I will write these in the post as well. So, there's 3 questions I want you to think about and journal on, and I will repeat them and I will put them in the post. So, the first one is, what do I, and I'm speaking as you when you write this down, what do I believe I deserve in my life? What do I believe I deserve in my life? That will tell you a lot about how you feel about yourself and how you view yourself and your capabilities and your power within your own life. Second question, what do I truly want in my life? That is a thinker right there. That's a mind blower right there. If you really think about, what do you really, I mean, how many of you have really ever thought like, what, no limits, no restrictions, no anything, what would you want in your life? How would you want your life to be? Because I can tell you, you can have it. You can have it. And I know some of you are rolling your eyes like, oh, she's crazy. No, you really can. But if you think you can't, you absolutely can't. 100%. Might as well stop right now. If you think you can't and you're going, oh, that's a bunch of crock. That's a bunch of hooey. Yeah, you're right, because you will never get it. Because if you keep thinking that way, it is never going to happen. And lastly, why don't I currently have what I want in my life? Or I should say, if I don't have what I want in my life, why don't I have it? Why don't I have it? And I'm going to give you a little insight. If your answer has anything to do with anyone else, other than the person who's looking at you in the mirror, that's where you need to start. Because where we are in our lives is a result of what we think and what we feel and how we act and the results that we get as a base as a basis of that. And so I know many of you, I mean, I know I'm going to upset people by saying that, and that's okay, but that's the reality. That is the reality, that we create our lives based upon what we think about ourselves, what we think about our capabilities and our possibilities, and what we settle for in our lives. And I don't want anyone to settle for anything in their lives. So, um, getting back to our group here, I would love to hear from the Facebook group, from those people who are listening live in the group. What currently is your motivation for why you want to lose weight? So just put in the comments. Why? Why do you want to lose weight? And let's try to do it in 5 words or less. Let's try and do it in 5 words or less. What is your motivation for why you want to lose weight right now? I am like super interested in hearing this. So, why? What is your motivation? Why are you trying to lose weight? What is it? What is going to be? I love it. Improved health. Awesome. 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 Tired of being tired. Oh, that's a good one. Continue to get healthier, to be healthier. I'm going to ask you guys, health to me is a very cliche answer. I would like you to make sure, what does that mean? When you say I want to be healthier, what does that mean? Because that's kind of ambiguous. It's kind of like, I want to be tall. I want to be, I want to be healthier. I want to be happy. What does happy mean? What does happy? So what does healthy mean? Does it mean I like to be able to move around better? Dina, love that. Yes, to be able to move around. I want to be physically able. Kimberly, love that. Love, love, love that. Get off meds. Love that one too. Absolutely. Get off blood pressure medicine. Oh, wonderful. My husband, absolutely. Absolutely. Climb a mountain again. Ooh, I like that. Absolutely. To feel better about myself. 100%. Comfort in my own skin. That's it right there. Right there. That's amazing. That's what we really want to keep always coming back to, is what is it about you? What is it about you? What is it about you that you want to do that? Why is that important to you? All right. And so the last reason not to lose weight is because you're worried about what other people in the world, not the person that you're looking for approval from, but I'm talking about like society at large. You're worried about what your boss, what your coworkers, what your, what are people saying when I'm walking down the street? As I said before, anyone else's opinion of you is none of your business. The only person's opinion that matters is yours. And so again, it has to come intrinsically, it has to come from you. But if you are in any way worried about what other people are saying, and I'm not talking about other people, I'm talking about giving power to strangers, to like, well, gosh, I won't get a job. I won't be able to do this. I won't be able to do that. Now, if it's because, as some people said, feeling like they don't, they want to be able to move better, they want, and just, move through life better, that has to come from with you. If you want more for yourself and you want a better job and you feel like you would be able to do a better job and you would be able to feel better about yourself and feel the confidence to go out and get that job, that's totally different than being like, I've got to do this because society is going to hold me back, or someone's going to make fun of me on the street, or someone's going to say something, or that rude person made a comment. Again, anyone else's opinion of you is none of your business, and you do not ever have to listen to anything that anyone else says about you. They are entitled to have their opinion, and that is fine. But that doesn't mean that you have to listen, and it doesn't mean that you have to go along with it. Ever. So If you're going to make a decision, that decision has to be because it's true for you in your heart, not because some stranger is going to say something, not because some, I want to use profanity, but I don't like to have my, I don't like to have my podcast, labeled as explicit, but you have to make sure that other people, and I'm talking extended other people, they don't get to have a say in what you're doing. If you want to do it for you, you do it for you. You don't care about you don't care about that other stuff. Because again, that's going to be fleeting. That's going to create resentment. That's going to create anger within you. And that's not what we want. That's not going to lead to success. So again, our three things: reasons not to lose weight, someone else's love or approval, thinking it's going to make your life so much better. And third, the approval of society at large. Other people, other people's opinions of you, people you don't even know, being worried about that. You cannot be worried about what other people think. And again, their opinion is their opinion, and you do not have to buy into it. You do not have to listen to it. That is their story. It's not your story. You get to make up your own story, and your story should be one that always builds you up. All right. Well, I hope that that was helpful. And Gina Birch, I didn't see you here. Hello, my friend. Yes, just because someone says something does not mean it's true. You know the truth. Absolutely. Just because someone says something, that does not mean that it's true. It's only true if you think it's true and you feel like that's something for you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Thank you so much for being a part of the podcast and really, again, participating. I appreciate you all being here, and I appreciate those listeners on the podcast. And again, if you are on the podcast and you are not a member of the group Breakthrough Emotional Eating, you want to come join us in Facebook, www.facebook.com/groups/food breakthrough. And remember, the only person's opinion, the only person's thoughts, the only person's beliefs that matter are yours. And the only beliefs that you need to be walking around and listening to and carrying around are beliefs that make you feel better, that make your life that much better, that serve you and uplift and help you be a better person. Those beliefs that you have that are holding you back, they are doing only that, holding you back. Don't let them. Don't give them that power. All right. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. And I will see you next week. Take care.